People don't want to spend their time. People subconsciously value their time. We're not in the game of simply selling products. We're in the game of making people commit to actions that we want them to commit to. All right. So today I'm going to talk about the buying conversion flowchart. It's a process that I worked on for a little bit, and I think every store owner, every shop owner should at least focus on this, especially if you're drop shipping. At the end of the video, I'm going to go over what I'm also working on in the road to 2,650. There's a couple things that I've been doing and I've been trying to improve on. So let's get right into it. Okay, so this is the conversion flowchart I made. There's 4 different steps. I would say that each one is equally important, but you have to start somewhere, and you should probably start with the beginning. I first made a comparison to fishing, as I feel like most people do. I don't like fishing that much. Who knows? Maybe one day I will. I'm getting better at it. So why don't we get right into it? So the buying conversion process, as you see, I separated into 4 different sections: the bait, the attraction, the hook, and the reeling. So why don't we start with the bait? So this is the first time, let's say, you put an ad out, right? You put an ad out for a product like this spongy bowl. You put an ad out for a product, and oh wow, it's not doing well. So why don't we think about why it's not doing well? You look at the analytics, right? Look at the analytics and see when they're first swiping away. Okay, so why are they swiping away within the first 2 seconds on average, right? It's probably because your bait isn't that good. You wouldn't try to fish a perch with a ring dinghy. I don't know, obviously that's made up, but you get the point. You have to use the right bait for the right fish. And also you have to use a good bait. The first time seeing the product, preferably before they've seen the ad, your ad, they've seen this before. They've seen the product before. It's gonna make it a lot easier to convince that conversion into clicking. It's gonna make it a lot easier, and it's gonna definitely add some reputation to your product, and that's the one thing you're fighting against, the lack of reputation for your product. So that's why a lot of people say sell the trending product, because there's already a reputation built up and you're just the one who got it at the right time. And it also says visual hooks are most important. You need to have a solid hook, you need to have a strong hook, or you're not going to even keep someone for longer than 3 seconds. You probably wouldn't buy something if you couldn't even look at it for 3 seconds. That's just how it is, So the shiny thing needs to be shiny enough. But know who you're advertising to. You have to know what fish wants what worm. You have to know, for example, like what I'm doing, gardening. You have to know in the drop shipping process, if you go up to an 8-year-old and you show them a cool weeder that doesn't hurt your back, they're not gonna give a shit. They're like, what? I'm a kid, dude. Give me candy. So the visual hook is definitely the most important, because if you go up to a kid and you say, hey, look at this thing, and they look at it and then they just walk away, it's like, okay, whatever, right? So you at least have to know who you're advertising your product to, and that all has to do with the ad campaign. You have to optimize your ad campaign. Because if you're not advertising to the right people, at least you don't get any conversions to the next step, because this is a conversion flowchart. Let's go on to the next one, the attraction. After the hook has been placed, right, you want to keep them on there for a little bit longer. The main point from this one is converting the viewer to a clicker. You want that viewer to turn into a clicker. You want them to click on your website and look at the product. They're most likely not gonna look at it and then instantly be like, I'm buying this. That could happen, but most likely not. So the decision to click comes from attention being kept long enough. Through the use case, you showing the use case, or the ad entertainment, those can go hand in hand. And intrigue has ruled over emotions, leading towards soft action of clicking the ad. The soft action is a very important part. It's a soft action for a reason, because it's no commitment, and that's a huge barrier for people. Commitment to buy, commitment to act a certain way, commitment to others. It's a big part of buying, so you have to understand that commitment is part of the buying process. You have to show value to your specific group you're advertising to. That comes with the ad campaign, but also the product itself. So the attraction part lies heavily on the product and its use case. The ad entertainment does go hand in hand, but the use cases, it has to be there for that soft action to happen. You're converting this blank slate emotion towards the intrigue, viewer to a clicker, as I phrased. So the next part is the hook. On the web page, considering to buy, they're looking at reviews, descriptions, product pictures, website aesthetics. Oh Lord, I spelled that wrong. Jesus, you get the gist. And ease, ability to buy. These are all subconscious judgments. When you are watching, unless you're a critic, and when you're watching a movie, you're taking in all of these different things and you're enjoying it. You're like, oh wow, that looks cool, that looks cool. But you're not like, oh wow, that shot used a 35 times 40 millimeter camera, so it added this effect. Most people aren't doing that because they aren't really in the sphere of movie making, just like most buyers aren't in the sphere of making websites and selling products. So that's why you need to create this vibe. The vibe is very important for it's called the hook, but this is the hooking of the fish. Even though it may get confused with the beginning portion, which I understand, but this is the hooking of the fish. So I'll rename that. So every second on your website counts. That's when one small discontinuity in brand or website error can drive them away. That you ruin the vibe. Don't ruin the vibe. People buy stuff that they know is confirmed to be good or other people have bought. Have reviews. And this also comes back to if they've seen it before with reputation. So if you don't have a way to build reputation for your product, you got to have those reviews. You have to build this reputation somehow. Video reviews go a long way as well. This is the visual aspect of a reputation. Someone is physically holding the thing and being like, oh wow, look at this thing, it's awesome, I love it. So that helps them visualize, and that's another thing. The visualization process of products and buying is even that takes it to the next level. And I've seen a lot of people do well with video reviews. So convert the soft action to a hard action. Clicker to potential buyer. You need that conversion from soft to hard. So the reeling. This is when you're reeling in that fish, right? They might be fighting a little bit, but you're reeling in that fish, right? And you're about to pick them up, put them in your cooler. So this is probably the easiest portion. Just don't be an idiot. So, clicking the buy button. Inputting. Dude, what was I on when I wrote this? Clicking the buy button. Inputting pay and shipping information, any slowdown in the process can immediately turn people away. People aren't going to want to buy your product if, one, you have to have a whole bunch of extra information and sometimes even an email. I've gotten turned away. Like, oh, dude, I gotta put my email on this. I'm not doing that. Don't make people put their email in, dude. Nobody wants to fucking do that. Nobody wants to do that at all. Any slowdown in the process will make people just want to walk away and be like, I'm not doing this. I'd rather just save the $5. Anything can turn these people away. A lot of things turn me away when I'm buying stuff. Make them commit to your purchase, to the purchase of your product. Any error in the buying process will most likely lead to frustration. Just think about a lot of things. And then this is the final step of the process. Convert the potential buyer to a commitment. You're trying to get them to commit. Each step is basically a commitment of its own, and you have to think about it like that. People don't want to commit. People don't want to spend their time. People subconsciously value their time. So even an extra 2 seconds, 4 seconds will be a commitment. That viewing to clicking is a commitment. That clicking to adding to cart, that's a commitment. The end process of putting in your information and pressing that final buy button, that is a commitment. We're not in the game of simply selling products. We're in the game of making people commit to actions that we want them to commit to. So that's all I really have for the buying process. So time to move on to the Road to 2,650 update. So the update I have is not necessarily awesome, but it's where I am. So money made this month. I'm working on an N8N research bot. I'm just kind of messing around with that. I'm working with a friend right now. I'm trying to get better at N8N for my AI automation agency, which I'm planning on starting soon. I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to possibly do better than drop shipping, but that's what I'm talking about right now. The Shopify store is going well. I'm testing products Thursday. Right now it's Tuesday, the 20th. So I'm going to be testing products Thursday. I can go over ad campaign strategy. I can go over all the ads that I gathered and all this stuff. Definitely talk about that more. So then I'm also working on a new song. I enjoy making music, and that's all. Right? I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Go check out my music channel, Hurricane 40. Go check it out. It's good music. It makes you rejoice when you hear it.